Welcome back to my second video in this tarot card series. Today we are going to be going over the Magician. Again, we are using a Rider-Waite based tarot card system, but any particular cards that you have should work. Okay, so let's get started. So as you can see here, we have the Magician. He's sort of standing in this garden all around him, and we have the symbols of the minor arcana here, right? The more everyday sort of cards. And he does have this infinity symbol over his head. So often the Magician can be linked to students. So I call this one of many sort of student cards, sort of depending. It is someone who wants to learn, who wants a mastery of whatever it is that they are researching or working on. Typically, I would say this is sort of higher level work, if you will, and that's why they have all of these elements on the table, because they are working with them and they are learning how to use them. We have the infinity symbol over our head, also indicating, if you will, that there is some influence perhaps of a sort of divine sort, or possibly a spirit, if you will, as it's above our crown area, which is indicative of our crown chakra. So again, if you are looking for guidance, you can always meditate and work with your spirits and ask that they help in whatever area it is that you feel you need advice with, whether it's pointing you in the right direction or just giving you maybe a moment of enlightenment on a particular issue. Okay? Now, if this were to be reversed, I would say that perhaps this person lacks confidence in whatever it is that they are trying to sort of master or learn. This is almost a higher level mastery, if you will, that we're sort of hinting at, so it would take a certain level of confidence. This might also be that they're feeling they're not exactly finding the answers, or that they're putting things together exactly right. And so that's also what it might mean upside down. I will say this, again, you do not have to use the upside down meanings, especially as you are first sort of getting started. If you just feel more comfortable only reading right side up, or if only reading right side up calls to you, continue to do that. Okay? And like I said, this is just one of a few student cards that is available as a reader, and every student card is a little bit different. All right, so we're actually going to take a look at a couple of other magicians to see what they look like in other decks. So here we have our three magicians. I do believe I forgot to mention in the last video that this is the Legend of Arthurian Tarot. This one is the Wizard's Tarot. Unfortunately, I believe these are out of print, though you may be able to find them on Amazon or eBay. They're not going to be easily sort of found in stores. Sorry about that. I do want to also make a note about the Legend of Arthurian card as well. So as you can see here, the Legend of Arthurian card is Merlin. And Merlin is immersed in nature, so we have, of course, our various elements. We do have this beautiful sort of purple feathered cover cape, hinting at this mastery of self, mastery of the universe, if you will. But one thing about this particular deck is that it's going to be based off the legends of King Arthur. And so what that means is certain decks rely a little bit more on the lore to sort of build your understanding of the card or your reading of the card. And so just think about that if you are looking into buying tarot cards, or if you'd like to buy tarot cards as a gift. Is this a lore someone will be familiar with? Or sometimes it's even sort of books or games that people might be familiar with. And just think about that as you are buying it, because while the artwork is beautiful, these things will also sort of shape your definition, knowing the lore behind them. As we move over this way, our Wizard Tarot is again very similar to the traditional Rider-Waite. We do have the sword, we have our cup floating in the corner, infinity symbol above our head. We don't necessarily have a garden,
but we're mastering the universe to bloom these flowers even though we are indoors. Again, this is beautiful imagery on the card. I feel this gives maybe a little bit more hint of mastery as he's sort of wielding, the various minor arcana in the air. It's a little bit hard to see, but we also have the zodiac symbols, which are sort of mastery of aspects of self. So again, just these decks are other beautiful representations of the magician.
So again, thank you for joining me for the discussion on the Magician, the card that is given number 1 in your deck, even though often it will sort of be the second card in the deck. And I look forward to seeing you for the next tarot series. Again, like and subscribe if you found this helpful. Take what works for you and leave the rest.